In order to perform the first grenade boost in Blast Pit, you will need to recharge to about 100 health and about 10 armor. From there on, you again have to balance out health and armor for several tricks, like the first two edge bugs, which you can take up to 40 health, and for toxic and electrical damage for another 19 to 23 armor. Depending on your resources, for the second grenade boost you will have different possible situations and according strategies to deal with. To get a better understanding about the involved mechanics, you might want to have a look at the damage boosting explanations in the Half-Life Speedtech tutorial linked in the description below. There are 3 strategies, all applicable to the standard situation, having 7 armor and about 78 health. The door setup doesn't involve destroying the barrels because you're far enough away from them to usually not get any additional damage. It is the easiest to perform and the most consistent compared to how flexible it is for different health armor situations. You run forward, duck jump and explode the grenade at the same time. With different looking pitches, you can adjust horizontal and vertical speeds. For the light setup, you have to explode the barrels before. It works the same as the door setup, except that you have the slope of the light for additional speed manipulation. Because you can translate your forward momentum sliding up the slope of the light, it is possible to do more differentiated, but therefore also more difficult boosts, which makes this the most efficient of all the setups. Proto's setup is designed to have the most precise timing, exploding the grenade right when it's ready, by cooking the grenade before the level change and then walking on the side towards the rail. Because you mustn't deviate from this pathway and have to perform the boost with a limited range of looking pitches to even make it, this strategy is not as versatile as the other setups. You have to jump and boost at the same time during the 0.4 seconds it takes to fully crouch before the rail to perform the boost. Proto's setup is also best suited for the 9 armor situation because it gives you a lot of damage. For 11 armor, however, it barely works anymore, lacking the necessary speed to reach the upper platform. The door setup is simply adjustable to 9 armor and more by looking more and more up, increasing the damage, burning more health, and thereby increasing the boost. It is in fact so efficient on the resources that you can at best even do boosts with 11 or 13 armor and a little more than 60 health. Apart from the slight height advantage, the light setup again works the same as the door setup. With a maximum damage of 100 and the loss of damage due to the player's movement away from the grenade's impact, on its own the grenade will not be able to boost the player with more than 13 armor. You can then use the barrels as an additional damage source, which in turn is the setup with the worst resource efficiency. Usually, you don't face an abundance of resources, but rather a shortage. As an advanced strategy, it is therefore sometimes necessary to consistently perform boosts with 70 health and 7 armor. Below 70 health and 5 armor, only the light setup with a precise slope manipulation will allow you to still make the boost. Deriving from experiments, the possibly lowest resources to make the boost with are 61 health and 4 armor. This only works because you get additional vertical speed from sliding up the light, getting more distance between you and the grenade when released to decrease the damage. Logically following this problem, the only way for a further decrease in resources to make the boost is to throw the grenade on the floor and time the jump to achieve a bigger distance between you and the explosion. Combining timing grenades and precise movement on slopes like that, however rewarding it might seem, is much more difficult and not really consistent for normal RTA runs.